What's up, guys? It's Vic here, and thank you for joining us in today's session on relationship dose. I'm glad that we have been able to host your relationship experts, Dr. Oty and Professor Casper. And on today's video, we're going to be talking about finances in relationships, and therefore we would like you to join us and follow the discussion. Ensure that you subscribe as usual, try the notification bell, and also ensure that you give comments on your views as far as this discussion is concerned. So we'll give 1 minute for our panelists to introduce themselves briefly, and then we'll get right into the discussion. Karibu sana, Dr. Oty.
Okay. Thanks, Vic. I'm glad once again to be here, and we are ready to discuss this topic so that we help put our families together. Thanks.
Thank you. Karibu sana, Professor Casper.
Yeah, thanks, Vic, our host, and the viewers. Once again, we've met, and I believe probably we shall help each other in this school of marriage, which does not have a certificate at the end of the day.
Okay, then that has been well said. So on today's video, as I've told you, we'll be talking about issues of finances in relationships and marriages. And basically, what you're trying to say here is that we are just trying to have a discussion around what are the roles of partners as far as money making is concerned, and how are the right ways of having a sitting and agreeing on issues to do with finances. Because if these issues are not well taken care of, then you realize that some of the breakages in relationships and marriages are will be a result of this. You've seen couples who have invested together, and eventually they end up divorcing or separating, and then there's this dilemma on who has a right over the assets that have been invested that the couples have invested together. So we shall be discussing all these issues, and maybe to start us with, I would want to have this discussion opened by Professor Casper. And Professor, I want you to address the role of finances in a relationship. What role? Why is it important to have finances in relationships, to start with?
Actually, the usual say that money is what can bring happiness, of which I don't subscribe into. Happiness can be there without money, but without that money you cannot have happiness. I don't know if I've mixed you up. You can be happy without money, but again, without that money you might fail to achieve to be happy because of the aspirations and the dream that the family has. Yeah, money being the exchange of value, it brings value to a family. And now a man's heart or wealth is in the money that is in the family. Okay, so money plays a very big role, because from the first day you seduce her, we usually undergo an interview as men. The first question you are asked, what do you do for a living? That's to evaluate your financial capability. And most ladies will tell you, okay, I think with the kind of job you're doing, or the kind of work that you are doing, you cannot be able to sustain my needs and desires.
Yeah, in Kiswahili they ask utaniweza.
Utaniweza, yeah, in Kiswahili utaniweza. You see that?
Yeah.
So now that means if you don't have enough money as a family, or enough, that means I'm not just saying that you should have a lot of money, like 100,000, 200,000. I'm saying enough, because there are those who might have 10,000, but it's enough according to their needs and capability. So without finances in a family, you find that there's a lot of problems, and it might be one of the reasons why most marriages end up breaking, because without enough finances, there's a lot of temptations. It plays a role even in educating your kids. It plays a role of maintaining your in-laws, and even getting the respect you deserve from your in-laws. Because if you don't have enough money, Your in-laws will look down upon you. Even your parents who have fired you. You fail to get enough money. They don't respect you. They are like they set you aside. So money is everything in a setup of a family. Yeah, that's my view.
Dr. Oty, we're talking about enough, and Professor Casper has talked about having enough money in a family, and we are looking at having paid bills. We're talking about clothing. We're talking about provision of meals. We're talking about education, health. We're talking about even investment as a family. How can you define enough for a family?
Okay, actually, I tend to agree with Prof in many areas, but money is not everything. Let me quote the former president of America. There's a time Barack Obama said that money is not everything, but it makes a big difference. I hope you'll agree with me. If I start telling the top 3 richest people in the world now, I think Elon Musk should be number 1 now. Number 2, Jeff Bezos. Number 3, Bill Gates. Let me talk about the two people. The first two, let me leave Elon Musk. I go to Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates. Yeah, they have the money that we can talk about, but we had that they divorced. They divorced. So it is not about having lots of money. Yeah, it is not everything, but when you have it, it will make a lot of difference. More so in the modern world, whereby our health, the kind of food that the food industry are offering to us, they are not that much good for our health. So sicknesses are a lot. So you cannot get enough treatment if you don't have money. We come to education. We come to the overall way that that we should look like. Our ladies need to be, they need some things to do with makeup, things that beautify them. Yeah. So we need money everywhere. Yeah. A lot of areas that needs money. Without this money, it can lead us into temptation, and those temptations are the things that are resulting into our breakups. So it is a question and a topic that we need to answer adequately. Yeah, but there's no enough money.
Okay. Exactly. I actually wanted to add that in as much as you're talking about having enough money, all human beings die without having accumulated enough money. And if that is the case, then the likes of Elon Musk, they would have been right now be settling in their houses trying to eat what they've already saved in their lives.
Our host, Babe, I think there is something that we need to understand about the human wants. The human wants are unlimited. We can never satisfy them. And when I look, this is my theory that I have established, that those people who earn 1 million and the one who earns 10,000 shillings, they are all the same. Because the needs, if you are earning 1 million, you will go to eat in a hotel that you have to pay rent 10,000 shillings. You will go to live a house that you're going to pay 200,000 shillings. So if we set aside like 300,000 shillings that you're going to waste on a hotel, you set aside, you are going to take your kids to big schools like Light Academy, where you are going to pay probably 1 million per term. So you will realize that even our MPs who are really crying that we are not giving them money, I agree, we need to add, we need to increase their salary, because it's not enough according to the level of the living that they have. So under the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, you realize there is a person who will get 10,000. There is a time you find within your life system, you are living with 10,000 shillings. It was enough. To you, you felt that this is enough. And actually, it fed you the whole month. You have not changed anything. Now I give you 50,000 salary. You realize again, it is not enough. So one of a very good friend of mine by the name Bina Masemo told me one thing about women. She said, you can only say that you are rich if you give a woman that money to spend. Any money that is left, that's now the moment you can say, this is now mine. Yeah, so now, so I think the idea of money,
which I think you'll never get access from a woman.
If you give a woman 1 million, just tell them to spend. They will come within 1 week. That money is not finished.
Where it's going to, nobody knows.
They will spend. They will spend. So I think that societal issue of class and trying to balance between what people will say and also trying to balance with family issues brings a lot of money problems in the house. Yeah, you will find you have enough money for you guys to eat, but someone somewhere will complain that it is not enough because of the needs that you will get.
Thank you, Professor Casper. Let's talk about the role of partners in a relationship or in a marriage as far as money making is concerned. What is the role of a man, Dr. Oty, and what is the role of a woman to work? Of course, Casper would tell me that the role of a man is to look for money and the woman to spend.
Yeah.
but what is your definition as far as this is concerned?
Okay, so this one will depend on different cultures, like the locations. So mostly for us, people who are living in urban setups, mostly it is our duty as men to look for money, but the world has evolved in a situation whereby for us there are a lot of needs that only one person cannot provide enough finance to cover. So the modern society, you find that a woman also needs to fend for money, even though sometimes we don't see the money coming, but we see them going to work. And a man also needs to do that. So our society, it is everyone's duty to get money, but if a man is getting it, the more the respect is coming. So we men, we need to get our hands dirty, and we cannot provide without providing money.
But Dr. T,
yes,
actually, why should we go looking for money if there are no women? Money and women, they are one thing.
Okay.
They are sisters and they are born. They are born on the same day because one cannot exist without the other. So you find, Dr. T, if we were to leave men alone in this world, we will not have a lot of...
And the man spends both of them.
Money and woman. Because Dr. T, you cannot go looking for money and there is no one spending that money. 80% of your resources goes to your wife and your kids, but specifically your wife. Okay? So you find, if you get money, the first thing that clicks into your mind, where can I find a woman to spend this money with? You don't think about other men spending that money.
Okay, true to that. I've heard the people saying that. Okay, what would you do if you are offered 1 billion shillings and you are told that the rule is that you don't spend it with a woman? Will you take it? Like the moment you spend it with a woman, you are going to die. So most men are like, even the people who are cannot afford 10,000 are not ready to take 1 billion.
You cannot, because that gives you prestige.
So there's no sweetness of spending money when in the absence of a woman.
No. But not only a woman, that is where I differ. There is also products of a woman. Those products of a woman are now the kids.
The kids.
So later on in life, a woman will have her time, but the kids will also have their time. And you'll find that the time of children is even a long-term period. But another thing that I'm agreeing, there's a novel I was reading called Adolf's House by Henry Gibson. That is somebody from Scandinavian countries. So she had that guy had a wife. If you read that novel, that it is a playbook. But wondering that I don't know what happens with my wife when the money gets between her fingers. It just fades away. So she was wondering.
I wish we had a woman in this discussion, but probably I'll have to ask this question one of you. as a husband or a man in a relationship, what would be the ideal expenses of a woman in that? What would you have in mind when you're talking about basic needs to cater for your woman? What would
a woman was created for a man, so she's supposed to make a man happy. That's now as a husband. So she needs to look good, the hair. She needs to eat well. That's good meals. And she needs also to have good clothing. So once you cover the basic needs, that's clothing and the physical appearance, she also needs to have good food. She must eat good food so that she appears good. And also she sleeps in a good house. That's why before you marry, that house belongs to you. But once you marry her, that house belongs to her now. It's no longer your house. So she needs to live in a good house, dress well, the one that appeals to you as the husband, and also should physically appear well, but not. Don't give her money to go and do bleaching. No, she should just remain the way she is, but she appears well. Good makeup, some perfumes, and also the hair looks good.